Hello, Mrs. Schroth here. I've heard from a lot of you that you're having trouble finding paper and paper to do your projects, and I just wanted to show you some possibilities for paper. One thing is like old schoolwork. This is my son's old schoolwork. The backs of these papers are fine for blank paper to either draw or make things with. Same with if you use lined paper. One of the projects we're all going to do together is the Moravian woven star. And I used construction paper, but if you don't have construction paper, that's okay, because there are other possibilities to use for paper. Like I said, these strips are 12-inch. This paper for project paper or old handouts from your school teacher, that is perfect paper for this project. Okay? Or I have this yellow piece of paper. This is my son's what-to-do list, and I have this paper. Other paper you can use, old drawings. I don't care about this one, so I can use the back of that to make it. Just regular lined paper works for this project. This project you can do newspaper, or even we sometimes ask for the brown bag at King Soopers instead of getting plastic, and that will work. Okay, so let me show you a couple of things. And then the other thing people have said, we need about 1-inch strips by 12 by 1 foot. Okay, so maybe you don't have a ruler to measure this out. That's okay also. We just need to make some straight lines. So here's a possibility that you can do. So if I have this bag from King Soopers, and I know this bag, so I have a ruler. So this bag is exactly 12 inches across. That's great, because then all I need to do is cut the strips. So I'm going to flip it to this side, and I'm going to take my ruler. Say you don't have a ruler though. You don't have a ruler, you just need a straight edge. So like I have this is the trim piece that was floating around in our yard. I have this will make a perfect straight edge. And I can just kind of eyeball it. Does it look like about 1 inch? If it's a little too small or a little too big, it doesn't matter. And I can use that to trace a line. A box of pasta is about, this is some angel hair spaghetti. It's about, I can go the long way like this, and I'm gonna have my space just about right. See, it's a little thicker, but it's not that much thicker than my ruler. Trying to measure 1 inch is kind of a pain. So I just do the width of a ruler, and that works too. If your ruler is thicker, maybe just divide it in half. These strips are perfect. You just cut them now. And when I do this, I'm going to have a bunch of strips, to be honest, because then all I need to do is cut the ends, and I'm going to have, I can cut that part out, and then on this side, I just cut this off, and I have this off, and then I can just color in these strips the colors I want, right? Same with the other stuff. Like if I want to use newspaper, this newspaper is 11 inches. That's the same as our notebook paper. So I can just go in and use newspaper to do this project as well and cut strips, and then I can color in the paper afterwards. Or actually, the designs on the paper might make it an interesting star, because you're not going to see all of it, you'll just see blocks of color. So I can just cut this paper and use this paper for my stars. So you don't have to use, there's lots of possibilities to find paper around your house. Okay? Any of it works. So for this edge where my margin is, I can cut along that. And that is a good width to use. It's a little skinny, but it doesn't matter. It still will work. So I can cut off where the holes are, and then I have this whole thing of line paper I can also do. And like I said, use a box, use a piece of cardboard. Anything with a straight edge will give you a straight line. It does not have to be a ruler. Okay? That one's even crooked. If you made a crooked line, you can cut it, or you can just kind of like I'm going to watch where I'm cutting and make it a little straighter. If it's not a perfect straight line, it still will work for the Moravian woven star. Okay? So I could make one out of these. These will work just as well. Okay? So there's all kinds of ways to find paper that you can use to make your project. So here's some Moravian stars that I made by cutting some strips of paper, like we just talked about. This was the King Soopers brown bag. This was the King Soopers flyer that I used, just their ad paper that you can get when you walk into the store. This is wrapping paper. I found some scraps of old wrapping paper, and I just took the end of it and I cut some strips. And this was even the homework paper of my son's old homework paper. So, get your strips together because we're going to make some Moravian stars together.